Okay, so like I said, we're going to be standing well and we're just going to release out through those side bodies, reaching each arm overhead and extending out through the other leg. All right, and then back into our Pilates standing stance. So think about spreading out through the feet, shoulders aligning above that pelvis. And then let's start to swim the shoulders, alternately rolling the shoulders back. Maybe you'll also feel like you want to bend into the elbows and just create that movement, which is also hopefully allowing you to a little bit free up through the ribs. Relaxing the face, relaxing the eyes, just letting yourself roll through that movement. So you start slowish maybe, and then you get a little bit faster, get a little bit more mobility. And then we're going to go into a single arm circle and rotate. Look over that shoulder. Roll through single arm circle, rotate. Breathe in, breathe out. Letting that pelvis turn as well. Just trying to free yourself from your night's sleep or whatever weekend you've had. Lengthen, twist, rotate. Reach, lengthen, twist and rotate. And then center the body towards the midline and swimming the arms. So keeping the head and eyes gazing forward and then swimming the arms forward, alternating. Okay, and then let's just come into that place where you are more considerate about that midline. So all four corners of the feet actively spreading, ankles, knees below the hips. Reach out through the arms, extend away through strong thumbs and fingers, and rotate the palms up. So thumbs up, nice breath in, and circle back. Nice breath out, keep the breath moving through the body easily. Small circles, widen across your chest, shoulder blades down the back, and reversing those circles. Let's go for another 20. 2, 3, 5, 9, 10, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pause and lengthen away from that midline. Rotate the palms down, arms come in and down, internal rotation. Rotate arms up and back, external rotation. And then start to pattern in with the breathing. Closing and opening, expanding and folding into the upper back. But then integrate through that pelvis so you start to find those lovely feelings of cat-cow. So moving and mobilizing through the spinal column. Let that really come through to the breath body. Inhaling, exhaling. And everyone in the Zoom this morning, just finding that place where you can undo and unfold any stuck tension through from the shoulders and into that spinal column. And then let go of that movement and come back into standing. Rotate thumbs down. And we're going to spiral the arms forward. Press the arms back a little bit if that helps create more space over the chest. So start circling the arms forward, about the size of small saucers. Let the breath happen, and then let's move for another 21, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Palms flip up and down, rapid now. So this is all of those tiny muscles and nerves flossing, nerve flossing through the arms. And then with the thumbs up, we're coming into the temple, spread the fingers and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. Extend out through the arms, rotate the palms back, take the arms down a little bit, shoulders down the back. Now think here again, just about that idea of corseting through the midline. So we're not driving the navel in towards the spine, we're just wrapping the muscles in. And we're going to pulse back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take the arms up, capital Y, and press the arms back again, pulse back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down again, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then collect your hand weights. So find that you're standing back into your center. Think on maybe a slightly heavier weight, depends on how you feel this morning. And make sure that knees are very slightly bent within that framework of elongated legs. So we're going to take the arms overhead, lengthen out through the arms with or without those weights, and then bend the elbows and lengthen up. So this is really good for creating and maintaining your shoulder flexion. But you know that this is about strengthening those tricep muscles. Can you move with control? About 10 or 12 repetitions here. And relax the face. Let breath happen. And keep your framework nice and steady. So the body sitting well, stable and steady on top of that pelvis. Let's take the arms wide and same action. Opening and closing at the elbows. Keep that crown lengthening away. Let's go for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe a couple more. And then big circle around as you release. Take a breath in and come around into those big circles. Inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale, sweep. And inhale. Circle around. Exhale, sweep. Trying to get a glossy, smooth action as you create those large arm circles with or without those hand weights, and thinking about that big press through the air, resistant through the air. Now we're going to move. Keep going with your circles if you wish to, but we're going to start to move into our Pilates chair positions next. So bring the weight into your midline, press that through the feet, and sit back into that chair. And as you stand, reach the arms back and wide. So we're going in. Inhale, exhale. And exhale. Now remember, as you sit back, you're hinging from that pelvis. Put the weight into your heels and stand up nice and tall, lengthening out through the body as you rise from that low or high seat. Now we're training those gluteal muscles to effect that restand. Okay, and then coming into quarter tilt. So sit back into that high stool, curl the weights towards the midline and reach back. So we're curling the arms, weights coming towards the shoulders, long through that back neck. And what is important is that you at home, you keep that lovely elongated spine. And for that to happen, you want to make sure that you're not really sticking that bum out, you're creating that length. It's not a tuck, it's a lovely elongated length coming through that body. Supporting your body with your postural muscles. Breathing in and out, try not to over-rock the body as you channel your power, concentration and focus into the alignment properties of the move. And then restand, bring your heels together, and we're going to bring the weights behind the body, nice little press back, and then up towards the chest on the inhale, and then press the arms back. Inhale, front raise, and press back. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Feel comfortable as you lengthen through that midline. And remember to stay focused on smooth, easy breathing all the way through. All right, we're going to go back into those little chair positions. So shake out your legs, please, group. And notice how you feel. Spread out through the feet. Remember, you can turn your feet out a little bit if you wish. And then we're going to go back into those Pilates chair positions, but take a momentary pulse. So set up that reference position where you know that you feel secure. Tail lengthens back long through that spine. And we're going to pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then stand. Float the left knee. Reach the arms overhead. So sitting back into your Pilates chair, or what we might call a squat position, and pulse, squeeze the glutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weight through the left leg, float, raise into your balance, pause, release. 2, 3, 4, 5, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lift. Lift, nice and strong overhead. 2, 3, 4. Lift. And lift. Cool. Okay, let's release. Another little bit of easing out through that pelvis. Roll the pelvis in both directions. And then come into a wider position. So for Pilates plie, heel to heel alignment. And widen out through the thighs. And let's sit in. And then as you reach, you're going to press one arm up overhead on the exhale. And we can go a little bit more dynamic on this if it's possible. Really coordinate with that breath. And those thighs are going to widen out. You keep your back nice and strong. So shoulder blades drawing broadly into the back. Okay, and then 2. We go into our doubles. Arm press overhead. Just make sure that every time you come down into that plie, your knees are not shooting over those toes and you're maintaining that clear alignment, spreading out through those thighs. 2 more. Last one. Come into the plie alone, so just allowing that position to be remet. And then we'll press, pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming a little deeper if you can. We're going to release the weights to the earth. Press the hands into the hip crease. Maybe bring one elbow towards the thigh. Reach into a side bend. Maintaining power and strength through the legs. Last one. And then firm through the legs. Widen out. So we have that nice feeling of level pelvis, shoulders level. Strong through the legs. Probably you are wider than mat wide. And then as you hinge forward, your option, you can just reach the right arm towards the left thigh or knee and rotate, keeping the body very high away from the earth. Or you might feel comfortable to extend in, maybe rest onto your hand weight or yoga block, and then spiral out into your rotation. Important that your spine is long. You have, to all intents and purposes, a tabletop back. We're trying to avoid any upper back rounding to find that ability to rotate. And remember, you can also try this one from your midline. Important to keep lengthening the chest away from the pelvis and maintain that long line of spinal extension. Release back to center. And then without the weight, just coming into our single halo position, rolling the arms around the top of the head. Again, just getting a felt sense of easing out through the shoulders. A lovely easeful stretch through the ribs, pulling the armpit up away from the hip. And then see if you can find this again, just a little bit faster. As you let yourself roll. Arms around the top of the head. Well done. Okay, so we're going down to the mat now, and we're going to be in our side kneeling position. So collect appropriate hand weights, and as you come down to your mat, we'll offer the body a Pilates roll down, but from a place of standing extension. If you're joining in with roll down today, so extend the arms up overhead, lift the gaze, take a full body stretch, and then that's also, of course, mindful of a standing back bend. And then as you bend the knees and start to gaze into the earth, that's if you're using your roll downs. Let your body fold over the pelvis. Let the spine drape. And I know that you've done loads of roll downs. We do them a lot. They are really useful for that sense of the vertebral column opening out through its space, the weight of the head, allowing the back to unfold. But you haven't done this one today. Do you know what I mean? So this is when it's really important to be in that present moment and notice how you feel. So let yourself drape and relax. Maybe shake out the head. Maybe pedal out your legs. And then come down onto high kneeling. And again, have a think and a felt sense of the shoulders stacking above those hips. All right, we're going to use our classical action for creating beautiful strength through the oblique muscles. So extend your right leg out to the right or a little bit in front of the hip. Remember, you want to re-establish pelvic alignment here. Fingertips on the shoulders, and then allow your body to slide against an imaginary wall over to the left. So you're moving away from that extended leg. Notice how that feels. Draw the muscles in and allow your body to come back to center. Now you can continue just practicing here, no weights, just gliding to the side. Get a felt sense of how this is connecting to your body this morning. But if you want more challenge in your body, pick up your light or medium weights, and as you glide across, reaching the arms out and back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Pull back to center, arms overhead on those shoulders, and then reach the arms out into a T shape. Create that length. Take the left fingers down towards the earth or the left palm, and then extend over through the right. And as you reach the right leg up, so right palm up overhead, or maybe the right palm can be on the hip, we're going to glide the right leg back and forward. Glide back, point the toes, flex the heel, pull forward. Point back, flex forward. Glide back, drive it forward. Try and slide against an imaginary shelf. It may be that that leg is lower to mat, but can you feel the movement through the hip and you are stable through your body? Rise back to center. Come up to your high kneeling. And then just notice how it feels to kneel into the kneeling position. Now in Pilates or yoga, when we're kneeling, sometimes it's nice to have a cushion between the feet and the buttocks, but notice how it feels. And then can you squeeze through the buttocks and lift yourself back up again. Glide back, maybe even lean back. So we take a little bit of a back bend here, lengthening out through the thighs. Squeeze the buttocks, draw up into high kneeling. And then bring your left leg out to the left for our Pilates high kneeling practice. Remember, you're going to be level through that pelvis, fingertip touch to the shoulders, and elongate through the spine. So it's not that you're rounding and tucking that tail under, but you do want to make sure you're not entering this position from a lumbar curve. So you want to be long and extended through the spine. It's the drawing back to center where you feel maybe most the wrapping of those muscles around your midline. Check in as best you can that the right knee is below the right hip. Remember that you're noticing what's happening in your body. All of the muscles are wrapping, but you're not gripping, you're not bracing, and it's just, while you're using these movements, you're bringing your awareness strongly into the control. Let's come over and reach now, with the weights or without the weights. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend and hold. Pull the body back to center, restacking, re-lengthening. Reach the arms out to the side. And then let's tip over to the right. Maybe here you allow a side opening. And you can keep that left arm up to the sky if you want. And then float to balance. And can you point the left leg forward and flex back? And glide forward. We'll have about 6 or 8 repetitions here. I would slow this down. Try to be in a pace of mindfulness in motion rather than flinging and kicking. Now, to support that one arm moderated side plank, again, you want to think on your shoulders coming into the back body and really thinking about the front and the back and the sides of the body while you're moving, just isolating into the elegance of that left hip. Femur bone moving inside. Let's come back to high kneeling. Maybe roll the shoulders. Allow another breath. Or can you allow yourself to sit the buttocks back onto, sit the bum back onto the feet, in a kneeling position. This gives a little bit of length to those front thighs. And then what you're going to do is extend your arms forward, coming into a lovely shell stretch. So reaching bum back towards the feet in your shell stretch. And then just a lovely thread needle, So raise the body enough and slide the right arm through underneath, and then sink the buttocks back again. Spiral the head. So maybe come onto the right ear. Keep this left arm lengthening overhead. Lovely feeling of space from the left fingers to the left hip. And then glide back and sliding through the other way. Rotating your torso. Allowing a lovely breath in and breath out. And then let's rise up. Come into seated. We're going to move now into our core abdominal section of the practice, where you're bringing more of that focus into the anterior abdominals. So when you find that lovely seat, draw the flesh of the buttock muscles away from those sit bones. And then let's float the arms forward. And then reach the arms up overhead. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, start to curl the tailbone under, finding that C-shaped curve. Letting the navel drop in towards the spine and sequentially rolling back to a place of challenge. Pausing with the breath. And then breathing in, gliding back to your seated, and think on whether it's also appropriate to extend the arms up overhead, even if they're coming out like a big capital Y shape. You'll channel your awareness, focusing back into the breath as you round. Start to curl the tail under. You'll be landed onto the sacrum. You'll feel those front abdominals activate. And then draw yourself back up. Release. Okay, now then think on whether it's also appropriate to you to add the challenge. So everyone in the group today, think on whether you're going to add the challenge of your hand weights. You might have done that already. Glide up, really extend. You might even want to look up to the sky momentarily. Feel like a lovely elongated length through the spine, supported by the postural muscles. And then release down. And once you've landed now, press the arms down beside you, level off through that pelvis. So this is where you might, of course, want to take account of that little pelvic tilt and tuck, so that you find your Pilates neutral. And then press the back arms into the mat. So earlier when you were practicing engaging in arm press back, now really allow those upper arms to action into the earth. Peel the pelvis away. And lift up into your shoulder bridge. And let the arms press back. And really, again, notice that lovely hug through the buttocks. And then peeling the spine down. And bring the knees into the chest and curl. So plant your feet. Evenly press through all four corners of the feet. Rise into shoulder bridge, upper arms press down into the earth, whole of arm bones engaged, pelvis in line with the armpits, knees reaching forward, hug through those inside thighs, and then let the spine roll back down to earth via control of the upper, mid, and lower abdominals. When you're ready, bring those thighs into the chest. You can even take the thighs apart if you wish. And then exhale, curl up. Squeeze into flexion. Lovely mobilization of the spine. And then allow the knees to squeeze together above the hips. Reach your arms out. We're going to use our Pilates hip roll. So today, as the legs roll over to the right, let the head roll over to the left. So accessing your rotation here. Posturally strong as you exhale and reach the legs back to center. Rolling the legs over to the left, gaze into your right. Muscles wrapping deeply around that midline. And then rolling back to center. One more like that. Creating Stability, maintain stability through your postural muscles, reaching from the shoulders. So this is the kind of crossed upper to lower muscles. Right shoulder to left hip as you glide your legs away from the opposite arm there. And then release. Do a little bit more room for this one. And reach your legs out long and extend out through the feet. And maybe take the arms overhead, again, feeling that full body stretch. And then let's cradle the head and lift head, neck and shoulders. And maybe you will want to look towards the toes, or you might be looking up towards the sky. And then release to the earth. So just noticing how it feels to fan out through the shoulders, chest is open, and then exhale, lift and lower a few times. So maybe feeling a little bit more of that connection to those upper abdominals. Now you can stay with this upper body curl, so you've got that support around the head there, or you could choose to use your weights and reach those arms forward, and you might even be lifting your body a little bit higher according to you. Now whether you've got the fanned elbows and the cradled head, or you're using your arm weights, we're going to now reach the left knee up, a little bit like you were using in that single leg balance earlier. And then exhale into your knee fold, a little squeeze and lift and release. Or you just lay back, lift head, neck and shoulders, knee folds above that hip, alternating. Staying with the good, powerful out breath as you allow the body to lift, curl, squeezing towards that midline. It's the rib to hip connection, everybody. All right, next time that left thigh comes up, let's squeeze over to the left. So coming back into rotation. Release to center. Exhale, left thigh comes up. Squeeze and reach. 3. And 4. That left heel just reaches down, little kiss. And 5. Okay, second side into the right. Squeeze to the right. Try not to rock off that pelvis. So controlling the movement as you reach and rotate around that right thigh. Nice, okay, relax through. And then we're going to bring that left thigh back up towards the knee fold position. Maybe reach the arm around. So I'm reaching the right arm around that left thigh, just stabilizing. And then pick up your right leg and can it raise and lower for 5, 4. It's going to feel heavy and strong. 3, 2, and 1, and hold. And then reach the left leg up. Pull the legs towards you. And maybe give them a little bit of shake up towards the sky. Bend the knees. And just let yourself pause for a moment in before we take the second side of that action. Just a couple of dreamy hip circles here. Just roll out through those hips and then re-lengthen your legs away. Folding the right knee above the hip, coming up to curl into the twist. Take the left arm around the right leg and then reach the left leg up and down. Strong and steady. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe one for luck, your choice, and then hold. Reach both legs up to sky. Give those legs a little reach out, a little stretch out. Curl in, shake out the legs, bend the knees, and coming back into your hip circles. Okay, now re-lengthen the legs up towards the sky. Again, as I say, give the bones a lovely little shake out. Maybe the knees are soft, in other words, they're slightly bent, or you've got very elongated legs. Curl up, weights and arms reaching forward or up towards the sky, or your cradled head position. And then just start to reach the legs away from the midline, coming to sort of a 45-degree angle or what feels appropriate for you, and then draw the legs back. Now you can bend the knees in if you prefer. So you can move your legs away and then bend the knees into that midline, creating that little squeezy curl. Or if your legs are really firm and straight, you can simply move into your Pilates classical double leg lowerings. It's really your choice as to how you're finding this one at the moment. I quite like to do a mix of both. You're breathing in as the legs come towards you, and you're exhaling on the effort of them drawing away from that midline. And like all of these mat-based Pilates moves, if you prefer, you can keep the head down. Just notice what you want is to find that your belly doesn't dome, and of course, no arching on that low back. You're really allowing the muscles to be secure and stable. Okay, finishing the one that you're on, give yourself a little rock and roll. Slide the legs away. How are we doing? Reach the arms overhead. And then try to notice this morning your full, smooth and easeful roll to sit. And then sweep around, and please come to your all fours position. And especially on Mondays, I do like to know and feel that you've had a good chance for mobility. So this would be, of course, an invitation for your regular cat-cow moves, allowing that belly to soften and relax down towards the earth as the pelvis tilts up, the tailbone draws up, and the back of the skull maybe rolls back, spreading out through the chest, drawing the heart through those arms, and then exhaling to roll away. That would be your traditional, especially when you come into that lovely rounded position, pressing the shoulders up to the sky and tucking that tail under. But we're going to take a different one this morning. I want you to try it with one leg forward. So I've taken my right leg forward, bring the hands on the inside, and then rolling as best you can through the spine there. Taking a couple of those mobility moves there. And then keep the right hand on the inside of that right leg. And let's move back into rotation, extending out through that left arm. Press the hands, sweep back, take the left leg forward, both hands on the inside of that left leg, like a high lunge, a high cross position, 290-degree angles on the legs. And then let yourself breathe and roll through the spine a couple of times. Notice the difference between regular cat-cow. And then keep the left hand on the inner seam of the left foot ankle. Sweep out into your rotation. Let yourself breathe. Look up to the sky. And then curl the back toes under. Step up to stand. And rise back to standing. And notice how that body feels now. Let yourself re-center. And then take the left leg out to the left, sweep the left arm overhead. So coming back into those side bending actions. What you might notice is that you have a different connection into the body. You may feel like you've got more space to breathe well. And then just let yourself enjoy easeful spirals, just lovely body spirals. Let yourself be as loose as possible. Come back to stand. Sweep palms overhead, big breath in. And as you exhale,